Is it,
Right. So this is for all you people out there in YouTube land. This is the Board of Health meeting of March 18th, and we have a quorum. There are three of us here: myself, Catherine Hilton, Arlene Reed, and Noreen Pease, and also we have Claire Pless, who I am pleased to say now has enough signatures to be on the ballot. And as soon as I turn those in, um, she'll be she'll be in line to be on it. I haven't
awesome.
turned them in yet because Mateo is was meant to be, and I assume he was last night, named election administrator, so that
Oh,
we can
oh, okay, good.
actually have an election for annual town meeting,
Hmm.
um, even though we don't actually have a town clerk.
And I can't, I don't know why I have trouble keeping this straight in my head. Is it just you, Noreen, who's stepping down, or is another
No, it's
person?
just me.
It's
Garrett and
just you.
I are
Okay.
up for we're up for reelection. And I chose not to run and Garrett is running.
But Garrett is running. Okay. I
Yeah.
knew there were two people on meant to be on the ballot, but I couldn't keep it straight. Okay.
Right, I've got Garrett's nomination papers too. And so as soon as I find out from Mateo how he wants to receive them, they'll be turned in.
Right. Good.
So, so I neglected to send out the minutes in a timely manner. And matter of fact, I sent them out about 5 minutes ago. So maybe we'll just let them wait until
Hmm.
next time.
Although it would take you about 30 seconds to read through them, but yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
If you guys want to read through them and vote on them, that's fine. And if not, we'll just wait till next time. It's
Waiting is
hardly crucial.
Um,
We
what
didn't
do you
do
want to
much.
do, Arlene?
waiting is fine,
Okay.
especially since two others are not here.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. It's my fault probably that Wim isn't here because I usually send him a text to remind him. Apparently, the concept of first and third Wednesdays is harder than I thought. But anyway, here we are. We're not gonna do any minutes. Um, Noreen, I've sent around the email that you sent, the draft minutes from the emergency management meeting. I don't know if you would like to summarize those for the record or.
Well, to tell you the truth, I had forgotten that Garrett wasn't going to be here, and I was going to ask him to summarize that meeting because he was at that meeting, and I went to the follow-up meeting. But basically, what has happened is the emergency management team assembled everybody that needed to be there, including uh, Mass DEP and there's another company, oh, Western Mass Environmental
Hmm.
Group, and everybody the on the emergency management team is doing what they need to do to monitor what's going on. They the DEP was there. They removed um, quite a bit of soil from the ground. Apparently, what was happening was in the vault, it sounds like they have to pump water out of the vault on a regular basis.
Mhm.
And they didn't realize that it had some oil in it. And there are three pumps in the vault, two of which involve oil, and one is a water pump. One of those oil pumps obviously was leaking a little bit, but before they realized it was leaking, they had already pumped water out as they usually do from that vault, and it spilled over a certain amount of ground. And I don't remember exactly. Maybe if you've read the notes, there were some estimates about how much of that soil had to be removed, and they were in the process when we spoke on Monday of removing all of it. When the I think it was Western Mass came, they didn't have enough containers for all of the soil that needed to be removed, and they were going to come back and finish that up. So that's been done. There are some, I guess, drainage pools. I haven't been over there. Maybe some of you know it better than I do, but there's some catchment basins, and those had to be cleaned out, and that's been done. There was also some concern about possible runoff into a stream that's nearby, and that's being monitored as well. So the town is in the process of doing everything that DEP suggested they do, and that um, Western Mass Environment, also working together with them, thought was the best thing to do at the time to contain the emergency. DEP is going to be issuing a report with recommendations. We're hoping that there won't be a whole lot more recommendations than what we've already heard from them, but we don't really know. Any questions about that part so far, or the other part we discussed? What did I not give you enough time for questions?
No, you're good. Go on, please.
Okay, so the next piece was how much do we think this is going to cost, and what were the estimates? I think the estimate was about $8,000. I can't find my note on that right now. I saw it a few minutes ago. There is the school, of course, has insurance, but they have a $10,000 deductible. So there was some discussion about, oh, here it is right here, $6,000 to $8,000 they thought was going to be the cost for the remediation. I think, I don't really have a note on this, but I think there was some possibility about maybe getting some grant money for this. Or I know Haley also talked about getting some emergency funding so that since this is an item, I think that would exceed what was already in the budget, so we could go ahead and allocate funds to pay for this.
The document that Kat sent had something in there about a grant that was going to be explored. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that grant for remediation, or was it for replacing the tank with a above ground tank?
I don't recall, Kat. I'm sorry. I think
it's not crucial.
Yeah.
It's not really anything that we have to deal with. Just it's good for us to know about it.
So the emergency management team will be meeting again at its regular time. We meet about once a month, and our next meeting will be April 13th. I'm imagining nobody really asked, but if there are some updates from either Mass DEP or Western Mass Environmental, I feel certain that Haley will, update us with that information. She's been really excellent, in my opinion, in terms of, all the updates she's been sending to townspeople and committee members on various topics.
We got at the Board of Health today, we got an email from Jeremy Johnston, who was at that meeting, and it's called Release Notification and Notice of Responsibility. So I doubt that there's much real information in it, except that we're responsible, duh. But I've sent it all around to all of you just now.
Okay.
There was also some discussion at the meeting. It doesn't have to do with the leaking, but it does have to do with Beaver Dam repair. The emergency management team has been thinking ahead in terms of that situation, because oftentimes, we've been placed in a position of having to issue an emergency permit for that to take place. So apparently, because of, maybe you know this better than I do, Kat, but beaver deceiver is not really a practical means of limiting beaver activity down there.
Right.
And apparently there isn't much beaver activity. There will start to be beaver activity in the next month or two, but there's not much during the winter. So I think what they want to do is, if they see any beavers down there in the meantime, since I think it's still trapping time, eligible trapping time, Kat?
It might be, but if it is, it's soon
It's
coming.
getting toward the end of it. Yeah. It might be the end of this month or 15th of April. I didn't take notes. Oh, it is. Here I have it. November 1st through April 12th. So we
Oh.
do have a few more weeks if there's any activity down there that beavers could be trapped. They seem to be David, the new highway.
Dave Sullivan, yeah, or not
He's-
Sullivan, whatever it is. Grenier, Dave Grenier.
Yes, seem to be thought that the trappers did a very beaver humane kind of trapping process. So he was very pleased with them and would use them again. And he seemed to think, town officials seemed to think it was a cost efficient way of helping to remedy that situation.
Excellent.
So just to let you know, that kind of discussion is taking place at the emergency management team.
Okay.
What we've been, excuse me, talking about at LWAC is trying to get Dave's team to do what Tim used to do, which was basically go in periodically,
Right.
often when they're building, and as soon as a few sticks pile up, take them away, and sooner or later they get discouraged and quit doing it. But Dave has not been very eager to do this.
Well, amen. That's the way I've seen it done for all the years I've lived there, and
Yeah, it's
on a
worked.
very regular basis, like
Right. Well, you know,
once a
for
week or
years,
every 2 weeks. Yeah,
for years, Howard Kinder did it.
I know.
Twice
And
a week,
he
but
was
he's
down
not
there-
doing that anymore.
He was down there all the time. Well, no, he's 80 something years old. Of
Yeah,
course.
right. No, he was right to quit that, but getting somebody to take it over has not been
Yeah.
really been easy.
All right. Well, there's the update on those two things that have bearing on work that we oftentimes do. So, Claire, you got introduced to beaver dam issues as well, or beaver issues.
Right.
The final thing I did mention was I asked because there was a little bit of confusion, I think, with us last time. I was uncertain. I couldn't remember how I've been on the emergency management team so long. I couldn't remember how I got on it. But I think we just volunteer to do it. So I did. So Garrett is fine. We don't have to vote to have a representative to the emergency management team unless we want to. And I don't know if Garrett wants a backup or not. You know, sometimes we just can't make meetings. So maybe the board wants to think about who might want to be backup to Garrett on the emergency management team. You know, it's interesting work. I'll say to you, Claire, you get to meet a lot of people in town government. The police chief's on it, the fire chief's on it, the representatives from the select board. This time the buildings maintenance committee chair was on. A lot of people came together. So you know, it's a good way to get to meet people in town in case there is some other kind of emergency that we need to work on and to get a little bit of orientation. So I'll just throw that out there to you. I realize you're not elected yet, but
We're expecting it to be a landslide.
And we don't know whether Garrett feels the need for a backup, but he might very
yeah.
well. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. We should talk about that next time. And then when
When he's here,
Claire
yeah.
comes on board, if we're going to make any changes of that sort, we'll vote on them and then forward them to the select board so that they can appoint whoever is going to be on it.
Sure.
Speaking of emergencies, you probably know that there's a problem with the dam and it needs some emergency repairs.
Yes, that was discussed as well, but go ahead, Kat. You probably know more than I do.
Yeah, well, no, I don't want to go into all the details about it. And I mean, water's rushing through the dam and it's pushing sand out and leaving a hole there, basically. And it's believed that the problem is being caused by the stuffed trash rack because that new trash rack has never been really functional. Not like the old one. The old one was there for 100 years and there was no problem with it. Then they put in this new fancy modern one and it's a piece of crap apparently. And
It's called a trash rack.
trash
Yes,
rack, right?
trash
What does that mean?
It catches stuff and keeps it from going into the outflow itself.
Okay.
But it gets plugged up. and Walter has to go down in a scuba suit and
What?
yeah, and
Clean it up.
Wow.
and plug it. And he's having to do it like more than once a year now. And it used to be that was like every few years, just clean it up. So they're getting that replaced, and that's going to help. But they're
Yeah.
going to have to do repairs on the dam. And the reason I'm mentioning this is kind of unrelated to that. But Howard, the dam keeper, wants another. If you know, down by the Fisk Brook culvert, there's a what do you call it? A thing that shows a gauge that shows the
Yeah, the water level.
water. And so
Right.
Howard wants another one over by the dam. And so we voted to do it. And then I looked in the expense report to check our that we had enough money. And I couldn't find the budget line that LWAC usually buys things out of. So I asked Gail Weiss, the town accountant, where it was, and she said she couldn't find it either. So I don't
Wow.
know if it got dropped from her accounting, if it just got dropped from the readout, from the report, or if it is actually if it disappeared on us. So the thing costs about just a little bit shy of $1,000, and $1,000 is what that budget line normally is. Tomorrow, Gail's going to be in and she's going to look for it and see if we can find it.
Okay.
If
So-
we can't find it, right, I'm thinking that maybe we should, as the Board of Health, or we could, as the Board of Health, volunteer to pay for it. Because I think we have, I'm pretty sure we have that. We've hardly spent anything this year. Our budget line, for just our line item for the Board of Health, not any of the other stuff, is usually $1,900. So I think we should have plenty if that's agreeable to you. I mean, I want to use the water quality line if I can find it, but if it's been dropped accidentally, I figured we could fill the gap.
I'll
Okay.
make a motion to that effect.
Do I have a
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
I just would like a point of clarification, and that is the point at which this new trash rack is not functioning properly and getting plugged up. Is that at the new culvert, the outflow out
It's at the
to
dam.
to the at the dam?
It's at the dam itself, where the
Okay.
water flows into the dam to
Okay.
to go out into the
Okay.
stream. It has to go through that rack.
Okay.
And I have a little bit of an update on that trash rack. Apparently, it is being specially fabricated, and the one that's in there now, apparently the ends didn't bend around like the old one did to make it more effective catching the trash. So this one is supposed to be fabricated to meet specifications more similar to the former one that was there 100 years ago.
Right, yeah. If they can make one just like that, it would be fine. There's several design features of it that just aren't working at all.
And this is the first thing that has to be done, apparently, before the repair can be started.
I think so, because if it plugs up, it's going to make that head pressure come higher, and that'll just and so they're waiting for that to come. I think it's been ordered, and they're waiting.
Yeah,
Right.
I believe that's true too, Kat, from what I heard. Yes.
Meanwhile, we have a motion on the floor.
Yes, I was going to say, call the question.
Okay, all in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Was that a yes from you, Arlene?
Yes, it was.
Okay, well, I'll vote yes too. And so we have voted, if necessary, to spend from our budget to buy that water level gauge. Right. Otherwise, we're not going to be spending it. I will double check that we have enough, but I'm almost sure, because we don't spend most of it most of the time. And it'll just go back into free cash.
Okay.
All right. Is there anything else we should know about?
I I hate to be the one to bring this up,
No.
but
Oh, yes, I know what you're going to say.
are you? I
Yeah.
have had more than one person approach me and say, what is happening with Greg and Kathy Steves' breakdown?
Yes, I've had more than one person approach me too.
So, I'm sure you have, Kat. Um,
I mean, in the
I
last
want to
week.
be able to respond intelligently to people when they do ask me about it.
Okay, I'll give you a response.
Okay.
Uh, I went several weeks, maybe several months ago. I went to Haley. Maybe we should back up and tell Claire what this is about.
Yes.
Yes.
Claire, you probably noticed at the top of Wendell Road near Town Hall, there's a house that's all burned up and falling down.
Roof is missing. Half
That-
its roof is missing. Yes.
That has been going on forever. It's been
Years.
many years, and it's been condemned and recondemned, and we've had all kinds of agreements and informal arrangements, and we've cut this guy an awful lot of slack, and we pretty much ran out of options. So I went to the town administrator a few months ago, and I talked about it, and I said, the Board of Health has done everything that it is in our power to do, and we have not had any results. And as a result, I am taking this off my shoulders and I'm putting it on yours.
Mm-hmm.
He said, okay, I'll take it, and I will take it to the select board. So if anybody asks you, you can tell them that it is now in
Okay.
the purview of the select board, and the Board of Health doesn't have anything to do with
Okay.
it.
That's pretty much what I've said. That we'd gone as far as we could, and it was beyond us now,
Right.
and it needs to be in administrative hands,
Right.
maybe
And so-
legal.
and it is.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Mhm.
pretty much what I've been saying, but thank you.
Very-
People are worried about contamination of neighboring or of the groundwater and neighboring wells. That's some of the concern that I have been hearing about.
What kind of contamination do they imagine? Do you have any idea?
I did not get specifics from them,
Mhm.
but any number of materials that are involved with home construction, I guess. But
Right, but they had to do a very thorough inspection for that kind of thing
mhm.
before they could demolish it. And so that has been done. And they
Okay.
were really careful about it. They came back several times and checked on things. And as far as we know, there aren't any hazardous materials in the building, and it's been inspected for that. So you can tell
Thank you.
people that also.
I either hadn't known that or I'd forgotten it, but thank you
Yeah.
for that reminder. Okay. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. No kidding.
Is there anything else we should be talking about?
Just a reminder that I won't be here for I think it's both meetings in April, Kat.
When do you return?
The 21st, but I wouldn't count on us being here
Okay. Right.
necessarily.
Yeah. No, don't even come. You'll have jet lag and everything. It'll
Yeah.
be fine.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to make sure you're going to be back for town meeting so you can vote for Garrett and Claire. And
Yes, I got his note and I read the details and saw the endorsements. So, yes.
okay.
Good.
All right. Well, if we don't have anything to say, why don't we get on with our lives?
There you go. Sure.
Okay. Any objection to adjourning?
None.
Okay. Well, I declare us adjourned. Thank you for coming, and see you in a couple weeks.
Very
Okay.
good.
The next meeting, well, not Noreen, but I'll see some of you. The next meeting would be April Fool's Day. Okay, we'll have to do something silly.
Okay.
Okay, have a great trip, Noreen.
Thank you very
Yes,
much.
Maureen. Great trip.
Okay.
Thank you, Arlene.
Okay.
Okay, good night, everyone.
Bye.
Arlene, you're going to be here in April, right?
Excuse me, you speaking to me? Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
you're going to be
I
here.
will be here both meetings in April, both in May. I don't leave on a trip until third week of June. So,
Oh, okay. I thought it might be sooner. Okay, you guys. Thank you.
okay.
Well,
Bye.
Alrighty.